Alright, guys, we are back and we're breaking down the League of Legends slate on Saturday, the 24th of October on DraftKings. We're also going to give you our best bet of the day between the two games. One's on Saturday, one's on Sunday. This is the League of Legends World Championship semifinal. We're going to go through our favorite captain plays, who we think is going to win on each side, see if we can pick up some money on the weekend going into football on Sunday. All right. Starting off with the G2 and Damwon game. G2 out of the LEC in Europe, DWG, LCK, Korea. G2 absolutely wrecked Gen G, another LCK team, in the quarterfinals by a score of 3-0, where G2 managed 70 kills in those three games. You know what that means on DraftKings? That's some fantasy goodness right there. Big part of their success was down to Perks, who actually finally decided to show up. He was allowed the Jhin in all three games. He put that to good use, got 22 of their 70 kills, and was involved in 52 of the 70 kills. If you like the underdog here, it was going to be a key part of your G2 stacks here on Saturday. G2, right now, we're at 2.75 or plus 175. Damwon are coming back 1.40 or minus 250. That is definitely reflected here. This is the easiest way on DraftKings to tell what the odds are in League of Legends. Is just go to the teams and you can see who is where. You know, Damwon minus 250, Top Esports minus 188, Suning plus 137, G2 plus 175. That's essentially all that DraftKings is doing to come up with these prices. So that's your easiest way to look right there. We go over to the other game. Top Esports had a little bit of a scare in their last game against Fnatic out of the LEC. They had to come back from a 2-0 deficit to win 3-2. It's kind of a weird game because Fnatic was up 2-0 and you always said to yourself, boy, I really think Top Esports is going to come back here. Never had that much faith in Fnatic. Now, that's obviously not a good sign. They're going up against a pretty good LPL team in Suning. But I have to say, I do not believe in Suning too much. Watched a lot of LPL League of Legends this year. They never looked good. And they didn't really look that good in their last game either. I mean, JDG, they must have... They won the first game in that series. And they must have had the worst three games they've had in the history of their franchise in a row to lose those next three games to Suning. It's not a team I believe in much. I don't think their group was that strong. Not going to be able to get there on Suning. They are the fade of the week for us if you're picking from these four teams here. And as you can probably guess from what I just said, our best bet of the weekend is Top Esports, 1.53 minus 188. That looks a lot higher than it should be. But a lot of that is coming off the back of that, you could call it questionable. It wasn't the best game in the world the last series, last time out for Top Esports. So maybe the bookies have their reservations. I don't. They're still the favorites to win the whole thing for me. Top Esports to beat Suning, our best bet. Now we're going to go back into the DraftKings. If you're going to pick an underdog, if you're going to try to make an underdog stack fit here, obviously wouldn't go with Suning. I would much rather stack top with G2. You can decide at this point how chalky you want to get with it. I know a lot of people in League of Legends Draftkings have figured out that you need to be building 4-2 because 4 players from your favorite team and then 2 with the team spot down here coming from the other side. That is the most optimal way to build for sure. But you're also going to tie with more people building that way. Now, your odds of winning a lot higher. But an interesting way that you can get a little bit more unique, as I've been seeing lately, it's been a lot more unique, is taking, say you like G2 and you like top, taking 3 players from each. So you're building 3-3, and then you pick whatever team you think is going to score the highest. That's, a little bit random. But building 3-3, you seem to be able to get a lot more unique. In order for 3-3 lineups to win, usually both of these games are going to need to be within, 5 kills or so of each other, just because of the way fantasy scoring on DraftKings is. You're sharing so many of these points throughout the whole team because most of the kills in League of Legends are coming from team fights, where even if your guy's not getting kills, he's probably racking up 3, 4, 5 assists, depending on which position he's playing. A kill is worth 3, and an assist is worth 2. So you are sharing a ton of those points. So we will move on to our favorite captains here. We're gonna leave the rest of the line building up to your guys' own imagination, but we'll give you our best captain plays. That's the most important spot. You already know who we think is gonna win each of these games. I think Damwon's gonna win. I think Top Esports is gonna win. If you want an underdog, you want the lower percent play, I would go with G2 over Suning. G2's got a lot more upside. Damwon maybe hasn't been tested as much in this World Championship so far. Probably true. G2, I think, has more ability to beat Damwon than Suning does to beat Top Esports. So, G2, if you wanted to go, gonna go super chalky with Caps, or you could go with Perks. I would rather go with Perks. Perks showed up big time last game. Caps always shows up because he's an absolute superstar. But, the odds of Caps outscoring Perks, they're pretty close to each other. If you're going to get a really big ownership discount on Perks, and he seems to be coming back into form a little bit. So if you were going to build a G2 stack, Caps obviously works too. If G2 wins, you're obviously dancing, but Perks looks the better play from a percent ownership standpoint relative to his ability to outscore his teammate Caps in the captain position. Moving on to Damwon. Damwon, you're probably building with top, but if you want to have 4 Damwon players and build it with Suning, not always right. Suning can definitely win. They have it in them. I would be going with Canyon in the captain spot. LCK teams and LPL teams love their jungle position, man. It's not so true in other regions, but in the LCK and the LPL, the jungler is oftentimes the star of the team, getting a ton of the kills, and you see these guys with just some crazy games going off, outscoring their AD carry, outscoring their mid player. That's where I would go with that. That's if you're building Damwon and Suning, that's going to help you leave a little bit of money on the table too. So you are a little bit more unique should Damwon and Suning both win. And Canyon has just as much a chance of scoring big as not as much of a chance, but it's definitely worth it to go to the jungler here as opposed to Showmaker or Ghost. So he would be our favorite captain on Damwon. Top Esports, Karsa, definitely. If you're building with Damwon, you're making one of the chalkier lineups, Karsa would be the way to go. I would almost always say do Karsa over 369. 369 is a beast at his position, but junglers, especially in the LPL and LCK, are just going to outscore them every time. Most of the time. Not every time, but you know what I'm saying. So I would go with Karsa. If you are building a TES and G2 lineup, I think this is probably when Knight starts being the best player in the world again, like we saw in the LPL the last 6 months or so. The guy's an absolute beast, and I would definitely think that he could have a ceiling game here against Suning. He would be our favorite from Top Esports if you were building with G2. If you're building with Damwon, our favorite pick is Karsa. Suning would be very easy. Huanfeng is, an actual carry. He's, for me, the best player on this team. And if Suning is going to win here, is going to need to play about as well as he's ever played in his entire life and carry this team to victory. guys that are good on this team. Angel, all these guys are good. It's the semifinals of the World Championship. You don't suck and get here, but when you compare Suning to Top and Damwon, just don't think they're on the same level as those teams. So Huan Feng, if he has a massive game, maybe Suning can get over the line. I mean, Suning for me is better than Fnatic, and Fnatic almost beat Top Esports. I thought that was a little bit of a fluke. We're about to find out on Sunday. But our favorite captain pick from Suning would be Huan Feng. That's it for us today. You know, basically all of our ideas for captain for every team, basically, no matter which way you want to build. Our favorite bet of the weekend, Top Esports, 1.53 or minus 188 to beat Suning. That's where we're going. We look forward to see you next time. Wish you the best of luck this weekend, and we will see you in the next one.